When we're running an Azure or any cloud subscription for that matter, cost management is kind of a big deal for us because costs can run pretty extreme if we don't have some kind of management. Now, there's some really cool things here as far as budgeting and stuff like that. I don't want to go into that, at least not at this point. But what I do want to do is show you how to go through and check where your costs are coming from. And again, looking at this from kind of an education standpoint, I'm going to start by doing a search for my education service. So I'm going to find education. And remember, I'm running on a free trial account here. So I want to see how much money I have left in my $100 credit. And this tells me right here, available credits out of $100. I still have 94 available. I've spent $6.14 of my credit here in October. Okay, that's cool. But if I'm not running this, or if I want more detail, I want to view my cost details. And I can do that here by viewing cost details. I'm going to show you another place to get here if you're not on an educational subscription. This takes me to cost management. So let me go back home and I'll show you the other way to get here. Cost management is actually one of our services. So we can come down here to cost management and billing. And that's just from my little hamburger menu, cost management and billing. And then this first one is my billing scope. I'm going to go to cost management, and this takes me to where I was before, almost. I can configure my billing account, view recommendations, and right here I can analyze costs. And so this gives me an opportunity to view things based on, well, a variety of different things. So right here is my daily cost, and this is going to show me how much I've spent day by day. I've got some filters up here, resource group, granularity, stacked column for how I want to view it. My actual cost so far, here's my forecast cost. And again, anytime there's an I, forecast is based on average, based on usage from October 1st, October 31st, does not account for additional purchases. Changes in usage may take up to a week to reflect. Here I can actually view it by service. So storage, this is how much I've spent in my virtual network, or I can hover over here and it will tell me how much I'm spending per service. I can filter this down. Let me look at it by resource. Probably have way too many for that to make sense, but yeah, sure enough. So this right here tells me this is my biggest one. It's disk for a virtual machine. This gives me my location of costs, my subscription. So lots of different ways I can look at information here. Remember, we've talked about tags before as a way of resource or of organizing things. I can view this by tags. I actually don't have any tags at the moment, so that's not going to be exceptionally helpful. Let me go back to cost management. So that was looking at it on a day-by-day basis. Whoops, cost management, analyze costs. I can also view it by services or by accumulated costs, by resource groups. These were recent ones that I've looked at. By resource groups, by subscriptions, visualize your costs with charts. Let me take a look at it by services, and I can see which services I'm spending most of my money on. So populate here in a minute. And here it's going to give me my storage. I've spent $263 for that. Virtual network, I've spent $246. Azure DNS, I've spent 87 cents. So this gives you an idea of how you can manage your costs inside Azure. Very, very important thing to keep track of. So we do have, and I'm not going to go into it right now, but you do have the option to set budgets and get alerts when things are going high on your budget or something like that. When you create resources, you probably want to use the least expensive one you can get away with, right? Sometimes you just got to spend a fair amount of money for a resource. So you don't want to price yourself, be so worried about constraining costs that you're not functional. But neither do you necessarily need to spend $5,000 a month for a virtual machine when a $200 a month virtual machine will work. So those are just some things to be aware of, and using this cost management tool is a way that you can track those costs to help you manage your finances better.